Philadelphia Eagles have done a great job over the years of getting pressure with four, and that's due to a well-stocked room and a great rotation along the defensive line. This past offseason, though, they lost a couple key pieces, Milton Williams and Josh Sweat on their way out, but the good news is they always replenish well in the draft, and one of those main players that could make an impact as a rookie is Nebraska's Ty Robinson. Now, Ty Robinson, 6'5", 288, right, an elite athletic scorer, and had an awesome season in 2024, right? At 37 total tackles, 42 pressures, 7 sacks, 13 tackles for a loss, and 28 run stops. And it has an awesome pressure rate, especially as a 0-1 tech. So let's kind of dive into the film and see where Ty Robinson could potentially make an impact as a rookie and the long-term outlook for him. All right, guys, so here we go into the film. We're taking a look at Ty Robinson. And with defensive tackles, a lot of the time, you want to see if holding double teams is something they can do. Now at 6'5", 288, Robinson isn't going to be the most effective player in that regard, right? That is just not something where, at that size, unless he bulks up, he's going to be able to kind of do things like holding the point of attack, right? And also with the pad level, he needs to play a bit lower at times against these double teams, or he's going to get pushed off the ball a lot more than you'd like to see. But again, something that you can definitely work on, technique, right, with all the physical gifts to create kind of that finished product. Now, that doesn't mean he's ineffective against the run, right? You see here holding the point of attack, good extension right here against the Indiana offensive lineman, and he's in position to shed and potentially make a play, right? And you want to see him in a lot of those situations if possible. Once again, right, the pad level, it's not the greatest. It's something that needs to be worked on, but again, he has strong hands, right? Good pop, good hand placement to kind of control the line of scrimmage one-on-one when he gets those opportunities, right? And here is a better example of like good extension, right? He's playing about even with the offensive lineman. That's a lot better. And again, just being in position to stay relentless, shed blocks, and then make plays in the backfield, right? Tackles for loss. We want to see that. Same thing here. This is better pad level, right? Shocks him immediately with that functional strength. And then obviously some more contact creates him, gives him the opportunity to shed that block and then potentially make a tackle. But it all starts with what he's doing right at the snap. Again, quick hands. He's quick to strike immediately and get good position. Right here, good extension. Again, the pad level's pretty good, right, overall. And so he's in position to shed blocks, and that's something that you consistently see. And when the offensive lineman, as you kind of saw there, dips his head, right, that's a huge opportunity to win. And again, good extension, right, and just shocking the offensive lineman backwards, and potentially, if this wasn't a keeper by Will Howard, is going to completely disrupt the run play there. So he has that ability, and again, right, good pad level here, right, comes in low to strike, and we have disrupted this run from the beginning, right? It forces the running back way outside, and he has to, try and make a play. Now, here's a good example of the quicks that he can provide, right? Crosses the face of the offensive lineman in an instant, and he's in the backfield, right? Nowhere to go there. Just that level of quicks and agility is really impressive, right? Here, just the ability to again, cross the face and then turn the corner, and you see some of that closing burst that Ty Robinson can provide a defensive line. So that's really nice to see here. Head up on the center, right, flowing to the football in a good position to make a play on the run, right? Eyes are on the play, eyes are on the running back. Really, really nice. Here, a little bit of a run stunt, right? We're going to loop around, but again, you see the closing burst. Boom. Very, very evident on film with him. And again, quick, when you have quick hands and you can make moves like this and you can chop and kind of rip through, right? And when with quicks, boom, you can be in the backfield in an instant. And that's the kind of value he's going to provide you, as a run defender immediately. And then, again, creativity, right? Where you can align him right at 6'5", 288. If you want to get creative, put him on the edge, give him some 4-eye looks, some 5-tech looks. You can do that, right? He plays relentless. He plays with a ton of power, right? And he's going to find his way into making some plays. Now, the good stuff, of course, is a pass rusher, right? You see here against Colorado, wicked club move there. Rip through, and then the balance through contact, I think, is underrated when it comes to a guy like Ty Robinson right there. Finish through here again, just in a good position to chop, arm over, rip through, and then be in the backfield to create pressure, right? That's what you want to see, right? For the Philadelphia Eagles, who want to create pressure with 4, Seeing a guy be this disruptive, collision with the right tackle, look at him get the arms through and create a good path for himself to the QB, turn the corner with nice flexibility and obviously the closing burst again, right? You can see all of that. And if tackles are going to get a little flat-footed, right, we can take advantage, right? Quick hands, quick win, right? Rip through. And again, pressure, right? Create chaos for the QB. That's the name of the game, and Robinson does that at a high level. Once again, head up on the center, and it's very quick, right? Quick chop there. Clear through the contact, stay balanced, and create pressure and get a hit on the QB, right? That balance and flexibility is so important for someone like Robinson. And here, again, not great pad level, right? We're rising up higher, right? The tackle's in a better position, but those hands, right? How quick he can be. Again, a little wide, but for a big dude, turning the corner like that from that type of alignment is really impressive. Here, again, collision, right? Get in a position of forklift technique with the hands, right? And you get the offensive lineman off balance and finish. Again, he is relentless in his pursuit of the QB. Again, the pad level isn't the best, but we club, then we get to a little bit of bull rush here, get the hands out of the way and just stay relentless in the pursuit. And that's, I think, just again, the best way to describe a player like Robinson. And here again, when you want him at, some edge 5-tech looks, right? The ability to generate some explosiveness into power, gets into the lap of Shedeur Sanders there, right? He has that ability, right? And he stays active with his hands to create pressure. That's something you're going to get from him every time. But it is really impressive here, once again, walking the tackle back, and kind of helping create that pressure. So Ty Robinson can do a lot of that, right? He can affect both phases of the game, right? You work on the pad level. I think you work on, some of the vision, right? As he's working to find the football, all of that stuff. I think, honing that technique and understanding the scheme in Philadelphia is going to be big, but you see all of the physical gifts, right? As a pass rusher, the moves, he has the quick hands, the power, right? And then all of that translates as well to playing the run. So I think the Eagles got a gem here, and it's going to help reload that defensive line. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Ty Robinson. If you did, throw a like down there. Subscribe if you're new. Plenty more content coming all summer long heading into football season. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.